Hi kids, good morning. I am so happy to be worshiping with you online this Sabbath morning. So today, I wanted to talk to you about God's protection. As many of you know, I work at the hospital, and right now there are so many sick people. And at the hospital, we have to do certain things to make sure that we are protected from the sick people and that we also protect the sick people from each other so that they don't share the germs that they have. So what are some of the things that we do to make sure that happens? Well, today I'm going to show you. So firstly, we put on what we call an isolation gown, okay? So let me put that on for you. I have one with me here right now, and as you can see, it is very long, so it completely covers me, okay? So I will put it on just for you guys, just to show you what it looks like. So it has ties here in the back, and I tie it behind my neck so that I make sure that all my clothes are covered. There you go. And it also has ties actually here around the waist, so I will go ahead and tie that around my waist too to make sure the gown stays in place. So what this does is it covers my own clothes so that if I have to come close to a sick person, the germs from that sick person will actually go on the gown and not on my clothes inside. And then after I take care of that sick person, I will just take off the gown and toss it in the hamper, and they can wash it. They can stick it in the laundry, right? But my own clothes are kept safe and free from germs. So in everyday life, I like to think of this as us asking God for protection to keep our bodies safe and healthy. And there are certain things that we can do to also make that happen, right? We can eat our fruits and veggies. We can go to bed when mom and dad tell us to go to bed. We can brush our teeth. We can wash our hands. We can exercise. There are so many other things that we can do to make sure our bodies stay safe and healthy. So back at the hospital, what else do we do to make sure that we are safe and healthy and protected? So I personally wear this little hat. So one of my friends actually made this for me, and what I do is I put it on my head. Oh, I can't see. Okay, so I put it on my head and cover my head up, and so I actually tuck my hair back in there and I tie it so my head and all my hair are safely protected under this little hat. It looks a little weird, huh? But that's okay. All right, so now my head and my hair are completely covered, and I can keep my head and my hair safe from all the germs. And then when I get home, I just take the cap off, I toss it in the laundry, right? So in everyday life, I like to think of this as us asking God to protect our mind, to keep us thinking about good things, about nice things, to help us make good decisions, right? So instead of eating candy, we're going to eat an orange, right? Things like that. So we ask God to keep our minds on the good things, on the nice things, and also ask God to help us make right decisions. Okay, so back at the hospital again, what else do we do to protect ourselves? Well, we actually wear gloves on our hands. So I'm going to put on a pair of gloves just for you guys. So here are my gloves. Ta-da! Okay, so my hands are covered in gloves. And so what happens is if I have to take care of a sick person, then the germs go on the gloves and not on my hands, right? And then after I finish taking care of this sick person, I just take the gloves off and toss it in the trash, and then I can wash my hands, right? So the germs stay on the outside, on the gloves, and they don't go on my hands. So this keeps me safe and protected. So in everyday life, I like to think of this as us asking God for help in always doing the right thing. We can use our hands to do the right thing. Like for example, we can use our hands to pick up our toys after we're done playing with them. We can use our hands to click on the seatbelt whenever we're riding in the car, right? So things like that. And then we go back to the hospital. What else do we do at the hospital? Well, I actually have to wear special shoes, and let me see if you can see it, okay? Can you see it? The tip of my shoe. There you go. That's the tip of my shoe. So I actually wear special shoes when I go to work at the hospital, and this keeps my feet safe from all the germs that are there. So in everyday life, I like to think of this as us asking God to keep us walking down the right path and keep us obeying our moms and our dads, right? And keep us obeying God and the things that he tells us to do in the Bible. So things like if our mom and our dad tell us, don't cross the street, hold my hand, then we don't cross the street, and instead we hold our mom and dad's hands, right? We obey. So back at the hospital, what else do we do? Okay, well, we actually also wear these special safety glasses. Let me put them on. There you go. Okay, so we wear these safety glasses to protect our eyes from the germs. So that way the germs stay on the outside of the glasses and they don't get into our eyes. So this is what we wear at the hospital. And in everyday life, I like to think of this as us asking God to keep our eyes focused on looking on the right things, on the good things. We keep our eyes looking at Jesus, so all the yucky stuff that's happening in the world, they don't bother us too much because we're so busy looking at Jesus that we kind of ignore everything else around us, right? So we ask God to always help us keep looking at the right things. Okay, so those are my safety glasses. What else do we do at the hospital? Well, last but not the least, we also wear masks. And I'm sure you've seen many people wearing this, right? And I actually have little buttons on the side of my cap right there to keep my mask in place. So I wear the mask to cover my nose and my mouth, and this helps keep me safe from any of the germs, so I don't breathe in the germs from all the sick people, right? So it keeps me safe, and it also keeps them safe because I have germs too. So then the germs from me, they stay here, they don't go out, and the sick people, they don't breathe in my germs either. So we protect each other. So in everyday life, I like to think of this as us asking God to always be able to say the right thing. So we always say nice things to each other, right? We don't call each other names. We don't tease our brother and our sister. We always say good things. We always say nice words to each other. So as you can see, I am completely protected from head to foot. There's our foot. So I am protected from all the germs in the hospital. And I like to think that every day God is also protecting me from my head down to my feet, all the way. He is keeping me safe and protected. We ask God to help us always think about the right things, always make the right decisions. We ask God to help us keep our eyes on the good things about life. We ask God to help us always say the right things, say nice things to each other. We ask God to help us always do the right things, use our hands to do that. We ask God to help keep our bodies safe and protected, right? We also ask God to help us keep walking down the path with our feet, down the right path, and always help us obey our moms and dads, okay? And sometimes, we sometimes make mistakes here and there, but we can also ask God's forgiveness, and He covers us with forgiveness, right? And He always loves us. And remember, God loves us. He always protects us. And thank you so much for listening. And I will see you guys next time. Happy Sabbath!